Computer. All right, recording is on. Hello everyone, good morning, good evening. My name is Judita and I'm an Access Bars facilitator in the UK. And this is Kathy. She's in Hawaii.
Hello.
Hi. Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really delighted to have you here, especially since, I started out as a bars facilitator in 2012, and I didn't teach classes for an entire year. It took me a whole year to let people know, or well, actually to kind of like just jump. Right? It didn't take confidence. The year didn't give me confidence. It was just a choice. So I would love to, as we go throughout this, really address your questions. If you could have anything out of this, what would it be? And I think the most efficient way to do that, if you have something, is to post it in the chat. That way we're not listening to, what you would like to get for 15 minutes, but if you'll
Wait, Kathy, I can't hear you.
Oh, because I keep getting muted. Judita, before we get started, is there anything you would like to say?
No, I think I will just ask questions as we go.
Okay, and everyone, could you hear me when I was asking you all to put, what would you like to get out of this time together? Would you put that in the chat? Thanks for being here. Awesome. Okay, you can hear that. Cool. Okay, so before we dive in, just a few minutes about me, so you kind of know who I am. And if there are things that we don't get to, I also have a radio show, and this week's show is going to be about creating your healing business with ease. So we can just carry it over and on to, and that radio show is called Sexy Mom Abundant Life. And you can find that at meetkathywilliams.com. And if you sign up for the free exercise, free Create Your Life exercise on the homepage at meetkathywilliams.com, will remind you of that show that comes every Thursday. So yeah, so we can carry over anything that we don't get to today and more in on the show on Thursday. So as Judita mentioned, I live on Maui, and I've been a certified facilitator almost for 4 years, and I'm gonna dive into my, I think it's my 27th foundation class tomorrow. So if you had asked me in 2012, or had told me that I was going to be facilitating all over the world, I would have thought you were crazy. Because again, I was really quite trepidatious about even facilitating my first bars class. And once I did it, I realized, oh, that was so much fun, and it was way easier than I thought. And why have I waited an entire year to do it? So, yeah, if you have any questions, your questions really create, what we're doing together and create more for everyone. So I'd love for those to go in the chat. And if you have a question that's kind of like pertinent or on topic to what we're talking about in the moment, please feel free to just ask it as well. So this can be really interactive. I could talk all day, but it's more fun to interact. Shall we dive in, Judita? Yes, okay. And just so you guys know, she and I met when I was facilitating Foundation in London last year. Is that true? That's when we first met in person, anyway.
Yes, I attended foundation last year this time, and many things have changed. That's true. And after I've taken a radical abundance class with Kathy as well, which was really, really good. For 8 weeks, we've been meeting every week, and thank you so much for that.
Aw, thank you. Thank you. I really like the biggest thing for me is hearing about people's change. It's amazing what we facilitate. Like what you guys have, the bars, the clearing statement changes lives. And if you'll go into it with, I know a lot of people are saying, I want confidence or getting more secure. If you'll go into it with the energy of this really changes lives, people will pick up on that because it does, right? So the energy of I have something really amazing versus I'm not sure how to talk about this, or even I have this crazy stuff that kind of works, but I'm not sure. Do you get the difference in the energy? Right? And sometimes it really is about embodying that. So if you knew that what you do, what you be, could create an enormous difference in people's lives, like how would you approach it differently? How would you approach talking with people? And energies are, I sometimes consider energies to be like a shirt, right? Today I'm wearing yellow, tomorrow it might be red or white or green or, and so what if you could just try on that energy right now, put it on of, yeah, what I do is amazing. And as you're wearing that energy, think of the way that you would talk to people. Think of the way that, get a sense of the way you would set up your next client or your next class. Yeah. So, and Rachel says, yes, yes. I feel this for sure. Yeah. So when we're more timid, when we're pulling back, when we think, oh, this person might not get it, we've already sometimes prejudged. I prejudged the people. What if they don't have to get it for it to work for them? So everywhere you've decided people have to get it for them to be your client. Will you destroy and uncreate that? Wow. Wow. Right, wrong, good, bad, all that, pot, puck, shorts, boys and beyond, and all the ways you've prejudged. This kind of person will come, but Aunt Joan over here won't come, right? Or all these people won't come. Will you destroy and uncreate all of those judgments? Wow, in conclusion. Right, wrong, good, bad, all that, pot, puck, shorts, boys and beyond. And everywhere you've decided, you have to know what to say about the bars. Will you destroy and uncreate all of that times the godzillion? Yeah. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Because if we've decided in advance, I have to know what to say, we've already made a conclusion. Okay? That doesn't allow us to use our awareness in the moment of what to say. I'll give you an example. I was at a Halloween party and someone asked me, what do you do? And I said, I help people who have sleep problems. Now, how often do I say that? Pretty much never. That was the first time. And he said, oh, cool, I have sleep problems. Sign me up. So if you will trust your awareness, that you'll know what to say when it's time to say it, things like that will happen for you. Okay? It's awareness instead of conclusion. So everywhere you're unwilling to just allow whatever it is to come out of your mouth, that ends up being exactly what the person needs to hear. Will you destroy and uncreate that? I'm sick of silly. Right, wrong, good, bad, put, all 9 shorts, boys and yes. It's so funny. Oh, I know. Automatically, we can't see your video, guys. So I love seeing faces. If you're wearing your pajamas, that's fine. You don't have to like show your face. But if you, oh yay, okay, I would love to see your faces if that's a possibility, because then I can also see like, oh, this person looks confused, or oh, it looks like they get it. Oh, thank you. Okay, cool. Well, you could show up in your pajamas too. My husband was just naked right there. You know? It makes it more fun. Okay, cool. Thank you. That helps me. Okay. So tips on how to get more secure. All right. Hi, thank you. Okay, cool. Yeah. So in your life, I'd like you to just, look at your life. When you've been insecure about something, right? Especially doing something, and maybe your first day on your job that you're doing now, other than bars, like, what was it that made you more secure? Was it just doing it, going in and doing it and practicing and getting better, or something else?
Are we allowed to talk or just type?
You can talk.
Yeah, I was going to say, because when we're hired for a job, we're hired for a job that we know that we're hired because we know we're doing.
However, when you went in there the first day, were you secure about that, or were you a little bit like, not sure, how are people going to respond to me? And,
Well, for what I do, in the beauty business, I was secure in what I did. It was just, how are people going to respond to me, and how are people going to keep coming back to me?
Cool. So anyone finding that in the bars business?
That's exactly what my bars business, that's my fear. It's a silly fear.
Anyone else have that? Right? How are people going to respond? How are they going to keep coming back? Am I going to be able to fill my classes? Annabella says, if clients keep showing. Yeah. So everywhere you've decided you have to be secure before you go for it, right? That's what kept me from teaching a class, facilitating a class for a whole year. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not sure how it's going to go. Da, 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 da. How much of that is not even yours? And then are you willing to get uncomfortable enough to choose it anyway? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So everywhere you're not, and everywhere you've decided that you have to be secure with it before you even do it, will you destroy and uncreate that?
Yes.
I'm the godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, all 9 podpoc shorts, boys and beyonds. And if you see people yawning, including me, that means there's a big charge on it. There's a lot of unconsciousness around it. Okay. All right. Rachel says here, what I'm finding with access is the more I just be, the more stuff keeps changing and moving, and I don't really do anything. Cool. And this is a planet on which we do have to take action, right? If I'm thinking, let's say I have a friend and they haven't had a date in 4 years, what's my question going to be to them? It'll be something like, well, what kind of actions are you taking? Are you telling people that you'd like to have a date? Are you going to a place like a bar or wherever you would meet people, a meetup group? And are you asking people questions? Are you talking to them? And so Gary, in a class for facilitators a couple years ago, CFs, Gary said that creation really involves 3 things, right? It involves asking. Okay, this could be asking you, it could be asking the universe, it could be asking someone else, right? If someone wants a date, you might like to ask, right? Hey, what are you doing next Thursday? Want to go out to dinner? So asking. The second one is the energy of it. We talked about the energy of it a moment ago, right? The energy of, wow, I have something to offer that's really amazing, versus, well, I don't know, will this person get it? I'm not really sure. And I have this cool thing that might change lives. Different.
So how do we change the energy to be that, what you're saying?
Yeah, cool. Thank you for asking. Let me finish the third thing and then I'll come back. So the three things that are required: asking, then the energy, and engagement. So what does that mean? It means making the flyer, putting your class on the internet if you're on the Access site, letting people know about it, attending a meetup group, doing a free event, whatever it is. What are those things called? Like a health fair or something like that. All the different things to engage with the world, because this is a planet in which action is required. Okay? If you're doing just the ask and just the energy, yeah, that's gonna do something, but it won't create your business fully, right? If you're just doing the engagement but not the energy, that's gonna do something, but not create your business as dynamically as you can. Does that make sense? Okay. If something doesn't make sense, please let me know. It doesn't always have to make sense, as you know, but if you have a question, go ahead and post it in the chat. And so this piece about energy, Judita, great question. So one thing, when we're not willing to be that energy, I'd get a notebook, okay, and write down, okay, what are my hangups about this? Well, I'm not sure they'll get it. Well, I haven't done this enough to really know what I'm doing. I'm not sure of myself. I haven't done it as long as Kathy, right? Like, start to write down your hangups, okay? And write at least 5, and see if you can challenge yourself to write 10 or more. Why is that? Okay, that's because the first handful, 3 or 4, here, already, right? The rest might be more hidden. So you're like, okay, what else? Okay, what else? Okay, what else? And what else? And you'll start to dig up the ones that you didn't know were there. And as you do that, oh, I think I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, everything that is right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys, and beyonds. I think people in my town, aren't ready for this, or they're too normal and average to really get this. Okay, everything that is right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys, and beyonds. Right? I'm weird for doing this, and people are finally going to know that. Or I'm weird, and people are finally going to know that, and I'm not sure I want them to know that. Everything that is right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys, and beyond. Right? I don't have enough confidence. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys, and beyonds. Right? I don't know what to charge. Okay, right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys, and beyonds. Right? There are too many taxes. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys, and beyonds. I'm not sure I'll succeed with this. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys, and beyonds. All of that. Right? I don't have the motivation. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys, and beyonds. No clients yet. Okay, right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys, and beyonds. Right? Every hang up that comes up, you have a tool to deal with that already. Does that make sense? Right? And then you can look at these and you could say, okay, I don't know what to charge. Okay. If I did know, what would I charge? and then see what pops into your head. And everywhere you've decided you have to charge the same thing to everyone, will you destroy and then create that?
Yes. You know, Kathy, I was going to say, I normally charge $150 for a bar session, and they come for 3 or 4 and then they drop off. So part of me these days is thinking, well, maybe I should cut that. Not maybe. I would like to possibly cut that in half just for like a certain, like for your first 3 and then go to 150, just so people can just start to feel and experience what the bars, and then I get doubt and I don't do it.
All right, so here's what doubt does. Doubt hides us. Doubt keeps us from committing to something. And we talk more about that in the foundation. One of the things, though, I'm wondering is when we're looking at something, and it's like I'm not sure, and are you making this significant?
Am I making bars significant?
Are you making?
Or am I making the money?
Are you making what to charge significant?
Yes.
Who else does that?
Yes. Because
Right? Like,
I've had people say you don't charge enough or you charge too much, and like,
yeah.
well, I don't know what to do, so I just don't do.
Okay, so.
Or I gift it. I'm like, I don't want to gift anymore.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Hi, hello, it's Rachel. I'm from the UK.
Hi,
Hi, and Maui. I'll be there in Maui one day. It's on my wish list.
Awesome.
To the lady who just was talking, I'm very new at bars. I had my first bars session, my first class back in December, and I'm already a mind mentor, and I'm creating my business called Access Transformation. Anyway, cut a long story short, what I've done is I created flyers, okay, with some bars information, and I've been charging £35 as an opening offer for people, because I live in a small town in England in Warwickshire.
And what's £35? What is that in US dollars?
That'll probably be about $75, $80.
Okay.
So let me explain what's happening.
But anyway.
So what's been happening is I've had 10 clients from this offer, okay? And they're all now going and merging into my mind mentoring, plus more access bar sessions. It's just naturally evolving, and something that, sorry, what's the main lady, Kathy? What I'm understanding, the more I'm doing the work of access on myself, okay, it's taking me to that space of being able to have more inspired action. And very quickly, let me explain what happened this weekend. I work in natural health. I work in a natural lifestyle store. I was not meant to be working this weekend, but my boss asked me to cover for 2 hours. I had resistance to that, but I was like, no, all of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. So I go in that 2 hour slot, I got 3 new clients. Because the universe, and I was taking action, I was inspired. 3 people came into a place of wellness and they all needed help. And the right conversation and the right connection happened for me to touch something within them. And I've just seen one of those clients today, and the other one's booked in. And I know, it's amazing. And what I've found since because I've been on a spiritual journey for years, but what I've found with Access, it's the missing modality. And I feel it's about trusting your modality that you have, because this is a really powerful tool. And I think all of us here, it's about going into it and trusting and just understand what happened to you when you had your bars run. You know, right. I say to people, listen, they have quite a statement in Access where it's, at worst, it's going to be like a nice massage. And at best, it can change your whole life. Feedback from my clients, very quick, just 2 seconds, is, oh, well, since I've had the bars class, I don't really think it was the bars that did it, but my relationships changed. But da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, okay.
Thank you, Rachel. So one thing I want to go back to that she said is inspired action, right? There is not a right answer, right? There's just what your awareness shows you to do in any given moment, right? So if your awareness shows you, you know what, I'm going to charge this person $75. That's just my sense. go with it, right? If your awareness says, you know what I'd really like to do is I charge 150 a session, and then for a package of 5 or more, right? You said they drop off at the 3 or 4 mark, something like that, Shipra? Like for a
Yes.
for a package of 5 or more, they're 110 each or something like that. So that you're choosing what's light, right? There's not a blanket right answer, but let me try it out. Let me just see what it's like if I offer a package at this price and my regular rate is this price, right? So everywhere you've made someone else the expert about pricing, or you're choosing to do something because it worked for someone else, instead of tapping into your awareness to what would work for me, will you destroy and uncreate that?
Yes.
Times the godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyond. You know, just because charging that worked for Rachel doesn't mean it's going to work for you, right? You have to, and it might just be the price point, or it might be your community. You have to choose what's light for you. And remember, each choice is not permanent. So you could say, you know what, this is what's light for me, this $75 thing. Let me just play with it. See how it works for people, right? What I wouldn't do, okay, I wouldn't do this. You can choose to do it if you want. I wouldn't take a client who's been paying $150 and now say, oh, the rate's $75 now.
Oh, never, 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 never.
Might be just me, and
never.
So, however, you could take that client and say, you know what? I'm offering a special right now. It's 110 if you buy 5, you know, so 550 for 5, right? So the main thing with people with charging is we make it significant. What if you didn't make it significant? What if you just explored, right? That same sense of curiosity that's present when you are facilitating, you can use with pricing too. The only reason we don't do that is because we make it significant. We make it, well, this is business and this is a real thing. So all the projections, expectations, separations, judgments, and rejections you have on what business is or isn't, will you destroy and uncreate all of those?
Yes.
Times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, first, boys, and mans. All the projections, rejections, separations, judgments, and conclusions you have about you in regard to business, will you destroy and uncreate all of those?
Yes.
Times the godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. All the projections, expectations, separations, judgments, and rejections you have in regard to receiving money for doing the bars, or facilitating the bars, or anything in regard to the bars, will you destroy and uncreate that? Times the godzillion.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyond. That was the heaviest one. Yeah. All right. And all the oaths, vows, swearings, fealties, communities, commitments, contracts, and agreements you have made in any lifetime to not charge for healing, will you destroy and uncreate those kinds
Yes.
rescind, reclaim, destroy, and uncreate all of them times ago. All the bad, pop, all nine shorts, boys, and beyond. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So
Thank you.
Thank you. What I'm seeing this question here, many times people don't come back, even if they pay for the sessions. All right. So what do you do to engage them, right? Like one of the people I know who's the very best at this, and I learned from her, is she says, okay, you know, I usually see people every other week or so, like that. So would you like to come back in 2 weeks from now? That's this date, or, you know, this week. Do you do that, right? At the end of a session, do you engage someone to come back? Or, I mean, you could even offer a special, you know, right? The second time is this price. whatever it is to engage them again. You call them after the session and say, just checking on you. How are you doing? How are you feeling? I know you had your session 2 days ago, and I just wanted to check in and see if you have any questions for me.
Mhm.
Yeah. The people usually see the most change or the full effect of the session about 3 weeks later. So I often suggest you come in about 3 weeks. What do you say? You know, so you're engaging them. You're not just session done and then why aren't they calling me?
Yes, I must confess, all I do is give them the session and then say, okay, just see how you feel the next day and after, and I will message you.
And how do you message them? Do you just email them or do you get them on
On Messenger. And they say, yeah, I'm fine, thank you. And that's it.
Yeah. So what could you be and do different to create a different possibility? Right? And that's a question for all of us, right? What can I be and do different to create a different possibility here?
Can I say one other thing? Hello.
Yeah.
Hi. One thing, well, another incredible thing about Access is how it's constantly evolving. And even Dr. Dane and Gary Douglas, I mean, this is all new to me still, but what I'm learning in my brain is that this is a really fast evolving thing where there's not a beginning and end in the middle, which is amazing, which could be a powerful tool for your clients. So, for example, I feel with one thing we can do is if you've done a few Access Bar sessions with your client, you then say, I've now trained in the facelift facial, and that has these incredible body processes attached to it. So it's kind of dangling that carrot, they've always got more, because Access is always evolving, isn't it? So the more classes we take, that's adding more into you that then you can expand and create. Because what I love is the creation of this. It's the expansive creation within me, which is taking me further to consciousness to give more to my client in ways beyond I knew I was capable. And when I said in one of my earlier comments that I didn't do anything, what I mean from that is I've never believed in hard grind. I don't believe that's true. It's like we're not slaves anymore. And what I'm finding, the more conscious I am, the more I'm being aligned with the creativity. So it's not like I'm just sitting in my bed just going, no, I'm not doing anything. I don't do anything. I'm just going, okay, well, I feel aligned. I'm going to go and have my day. And then inspiration comes. Does that make any sense?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel, about the faceless thing, because I was thinking about how, because I'm a facelift facilitator also. No,
Okay.
practitioner. So I was thinking the same thing of how it can lead into the facelift. Thank you.
Yeah, it's like a natural, so it's like be confident of who you are. Look how far you have come with your business, and just let that natural conversation. I mean, you don't have to be like a massive spa face. I'm not. It's probably maybe already your business. I'm not a facialist. That's not my business. But I feel confident now because I've been running people's bars for so long, or for this period of time. I feel that I'm being urged. The universe is saying, you're ready now to do this. You've done the class. Now you can offer this.
Right.
Thank you, Rachel.
Love it.
That's okay.
I'd like to just address some of these questions here. And let's see, is she on? Yeah. Okay, Annabella, you're saying, will it go or? At 7:35, you typed that, well, whatever, 35 past the hour, will it go or? And I just would like to address that. I'm not sure what that is. Charge correctly. Charge correctly is a judgment, right? It's trying to fit, like, how do I get this right and correct? And so everywhere you think you've got to get it right, will you destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, online shorts, boys and mans. Okay, no clients. Okay, here she is. I don't understand how they don't show up again. They must feel the change. Yeah, Yeah, and that is one reason it can be so useful to sign people up for a package. And Stephanie says, I've had people prepay and stop replying. Okay, you know what? Like everywhere you're judging you around other people's choices, will you destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. So everywhere you blame you when they don't come back, will you destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. They may come back 3 years from now. Right, I have someone who just came back recently, and she said, Kathy, every time I come, every time I do a class with you, I change so much. Like it's just like, blah, 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 blah. I get a, she's married now, right? She wasn't married when we started. She didn't even have that boyfriend when we started. She's got a totally new job now. She used to work like in accounting at a prison. Now she teaches special ed. So she's said to me, I've heard her say several times, like, sometimes it's too much change. Or sometimes, I mean, her life always gets massively better. It really does. And, it's just like she's choosing at her own pace. So would you be willing to let people choose at their own pace and recognize it's not about you? Everywhere you're making it about you, will you destroy and uncreate that? Making their choice to come or not come about you, destroy and uncreate that. That like makes it, is that light? Or does it make you then have to judge you and try to figure out why they're not coming and what you did wrong? Right? Yeah, everything that is right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, POD, POC, shorts, boys, and beyond. Yeah. Instead, okay, universe, show me the people who are looking for this, right? Where are they? Where do I have to go? What do I say? Right? What can I say to engage people? What can I say to bring more people to sessions with me? Right? And it's this curiosity. If you find yourself getting stuck, chances are you're in judgment. So just ask, what judgments do I have in this area? You can, again, go to the notebook and say, okay, what am I judging about Mary not coming back? And Mary may just be busy with her grandchild, right? Or with her sick husband. It's not about you. Everywhere you're, and maybe you can ask a question. Okay. Is it about me? Like, is there something I said or did? Because you may have said something. And then it's like, oh, is that something that needs to be addressed? Right? What would it create if I addressed this? If I reached out? Oh, I get that it won't create anything greater. Right? It's really about what this is going to create, both for now and the future. All my control stuff. Yeah. So everywhere you're trying to control people into being your client, will you destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. So so the other thing that I might invite you to look at is like, where do you need clients, right? If you think you need this person to be a client, they're going to pick up on that. I need you to come to my class, right? When someone needs you, does that feel good to you? Right? Like, come. Or do you run screaming like, no, leave me alone, right? I'm going to go over here. Not all of us respond that way, but a lot of us do. So write down like, oh, I need the money. Oh, I need to feel valued. Oh, I need, right? And all of that, all of the need that you attach to your bars business, will you destroy and then create that? Wow. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, POD, POC, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Although, Robin, we can have the need for recognition, right? The need for people to think we're good at this or whatever it is. So Also, doing things that you haven't done before, engaging people, having conversations, teaching a class can be uncomfortable. Would you be willing to get uncomfortable enough to massively expand your bars business? How uncomfortable would you have to be in order for your bars business to grow exponentially? And everything that doesn't allow you to get that uncomfortable and keep choosing it and keep choosing it and keep choosing it, will you destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyond. Yeah. When I was facilitating a class in Chicago, it was my first off-island class. Like, oh, no, that's not true. It was my first out of Hawaii class. And what I did was I called up people from the Access site, bars facilitators, and I said, hey, I'm coming to facilitate this foundation in Chicago. If you have participants from your classes that you've trained who might like to come to foundation, please, let them know about this class. And if they choose to come, I'll give you $100. My class just went like this, bloop, 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 bigger and bigger. Why? Because I was willing to engage people and contribute back to them. So how could you contribute back to people? What would it take for you to have an awareness of the contribution you can be to somebody else in their business?
Ooh, that's huge, Kathy. That's huge. I never thought about that, offering to give to get on something.
Have you ever seen these online surveys?
But for bars, I never thought about it for bars. That is.
So, you could say, recommend 3 people and, you'll get a free session after, or, whatever it is. If you send me 3 clients, I'll give you a session for free or whatever it is. You get to choose and choose again. So if you choose something and it doesn't work, choose something else. Or if you choose something and it works twice and then you're like, I'd rather change it now, you can change it, right? The cool thing about choosing is it's not permanent. So everywhere you've decided you have to be really consistent in your business, will you destroy and uncreate that?
Yes.
Wrong, good, bad, pet, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyond. Yeah.
Kathy, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Really quick. So when I first went through bars, and I think it was 5 or 6 years ago, they made it, the way I heard it, and I've heard it a couple times, is the very first time you have a bar sessions, most likely you won't feel anything. You won't see anything. Nothing will happen. And so that's like kind of stuck in my head, because in my head, I'm like, well, why would I invite somebody for one session? Because they're not going to feel anything anyhow. So why would somebody come and pay me? And so I'd like to just start,
how can you use that point of view to your advantage?
Well, that's what I've been struggling with.
Okay. So everything that doesn't allow you to use that point of view to your advantage, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyond. If I had that point of view and I wanted to use it to my advantage, I would say, you know what? I suggest you come in for 2 sessions because people see the most effect after having at least 2 sessions. Now, the interesting thing is I don't have that point of view. That's true. Like after my first 20-minute bar session, like my head was so clear. It was like I meditated for 3 hours. And then the next day when I woke up, my head was still like that. And I was like, whoa, what just happened? There's something that works about this. I need to learn this. Right?
Oh, it's clear.
20 minutes. Right? And Robin says it's not true.
All those people just came up and said it's not true. So I am so grateful I had the courage to ask that question and to see all these responses, because now it's dissipated. It's light.
Cool.
I feel like a whole, like chills, light. It's not an issue anymore. Thank you.
Well, and here's the thing too, Shipra. Like if something sticks you like that, you have to look at, is there a lie here?
Oh.
right? If someone says something that kind of sticks to you, you always have to look. I mean, you don't always have to, but it will create more if you look at it and like, what is sticky about this? Is there a lie here? Because usually there is. And then you say, oh, is that really true? No? Okay, cool. Right? Anything someone says that sticks you. Like I had a friend who said to me, like, Kathy, you're sneaky. And I was like, the next day I was like, that's still there. What is that? And I was like, oh, wait, is that really true? No. Okay, cool. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
I would like to ask a question about creating money for classes. Next classes to attend, like a foundation. I know you have a foundation coming up here in England, and other classes as well. A COP I would like to do, and all the things. So how do I create money for that?
Cool. Thank you for that. So remember I said earlier, I talked about 3 elements, and one was ask,
Yeah.
one was energy, and one was engage. Okay, so the first thing is to start to ask the universe for that money. Like every once in a while, just to play, I ask like, universe, what would it take to have $10,000 today, right? And the first time I did that, I received a check for like $8,400 in the mail that day. I was like, and then I received some more money too. So, and then yesterday I asked it again, or 2 days ago, just for fun, and my husband was like, "Oh, someone just paid us this big check." So ask for it, right? Start to ask without being attached. Just be like, universe, I would love to have a windfall. What would that take? Right? And we're being curious. We're having fun about it. We're not being like, I need this. Right? When we have the need attached, it slows it down. The other thing I love to ask is, where else would money like to come from? Because we have, Rachel was in the recording, we have these points of view that money comes from me working. Money comes from wherever we've decided it comes from. However, the universe has a zillion ways it could deliver us money, right? Oh, I got this message the other day. Someone was listening to an energy pull exercise on money that they bought from my website. And she said, just after I listened to it, I found this in the street, and it was a $100 bill. Okay. So money can come from anywhere, right? You can find 100 pounds, $100 in the street, like she did. You could, I love this story because it's so much fun. This guy was driving along, and an armored vehicle that delivers money from the bank to wherever it delivers it, like it opened and a bag of money fell out. Okay, like now he didn't keep all that, but they did reward him $1,000 for delivering it back to them, right? So like the universe has ways of delivering you money that you could not even imagine, right? Who would make that up? That, oh, like an armored vehicle is going to be driving in front of me and money is going to fall out and I'm like going to receive $1,000, right? I mean, like, so everywhere you've decided you have to figure out where money is going to come from, will you destroy and uncreate that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, name, shorts, boys, and beyond. And how much fun is it to like just tap into the infinite possibilities of money showing up, right? That armored vehicle story is really fun because it's like the energy of possibility. Right? That energy of like, whoa, I never could have logically come up with that. Right? So everywhere you've decided like money comes from this direction and it's on me. I have to figure it out. I have to make it. Will you destroy? Ow, that hurts. Will you destroy and uncreate that?
And I have a point of view that it's easy. It's easy for you.
Where else would money like?
It's easy for you to receive money, but for me.
Yeah, and part of it is in the receiving, right? It's in the receiving of it. would you be willing to have $100 just show up in the street? Would you be willing to have a client tip you twice as much as you charged for the session? You know, I did a money class a couple years ago here on Maui, and one of the participants said to me, Kathy, after your money class, someone tipped me $1,000. Would you be willing for someone to tip you $1,000? Or what does that bring up for you? Worthy, deserving, what does it bring up?
Like I will have to sit here for an hour and clear all my points of view. Why not? So I will do that afterwards.
Yeah. So again, I love a notebook because I can really uncover where I'm not willing to receive. Like, what comes up for you about having someone tip you $1,000? Right? So like, for me, it was more, I was in a class and someone said, would you be willing to have someone pay you $100,000 for coaching? And I said, no. It was like, okay, well, why not? Right? And in Access, we don't ask a lot of why, but why relates to your story about it, right? So my story of why not is I said, well, if they paid me that much, they would own me, right? I'd have to see them in the middle of the night. They'd be calling me when I'm doing other things, like all this stuff, right? But that's only my story. So the why is your story. Okay, well, would would it be okay for someone to tip you $1,000? Okay, why is there that E? It's because I didn't earn that. I'm not worthy of that. Whatever it is, all the story you have about it. All right. So everywhere you wouldn't tip, will you destroy and then create it? Right, wrong, good, bad, bad.
Can you repeat that? You got frozen. You got froze. Do you mind repeating that? It froze. It froze again. Oh, it's frozen.
Yeah, it's just frozen. We missed all of that bit.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
No.
No, lost you.
Can you hear me?
There you are.
Okay.
There you.
So everyone and everywhere you've decided you can't receive money from, will you destroy and uncreate that?
Yes.
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 And all the money you've decided is too much to receive, will you destroy and uncreate that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, potential, nature, it's poison, beyond. Oh. Yeah, we have lots of points of view about this. It's because we've made money significant. If you didn't make money significant, if you said, yeah, it's just energy, and you were willing to receive it from anyone and everywhere, it would come effortlessly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So everything that doesn't allow that, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Yes. Kathy, I told you, I listened to, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I play, when I do bars, when I trade bars, we listen to you doing the bars books. And I even said to her on Friday, I'm like, we should have this book memorized by now. The funny part is when you read the part about, have money come into you from every side, every which way, every direction. It's really interesting. I can feel the money coming in me, and then you say let it flow out the other side, and my body goes, no, keep it. I have such a hard time. It shoots out very slowly from the back. It comes in really fast from all sides to flow out. It's just like, okay. It's so slow to come out. It's just very interesting.
Yeah, so how much have you decided you have to hold on to money?
Well, it's ingrained in my head to hold on to money.
I need this, so I gotta hold on to it. There's not gonna be any more coming in. If I just know that there will always be more coming in, I don't have to hold on to it like, don't go away.
And that's the thought. Don't go away. Okay, I'm just going to go out for a little bit. Just a little bit's going to go out, not a whole lot.
Yeah. So this is, I mean, this is a larger conversation.
Right.
Actually,
when you brought that up.
I did a couple of hour and a half money calls last month. We can send out the link for the recordings if you'd like. Rachel says, I'm very interested in doing the foundation. Yeah. I'm going to be in the UK starting June 12th and doing the foundation on the 15th. So I would love to have you there in June next month. Yeah. So just to end, like everywhere you've decided, wow. Okay. So everywhere you've made your bars business about you, instead of about the possibilities that it creates and the future that it creates on planet Earth, will you destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, name, shorts, boys, means. Because if you look at a session and you say, okay, wow, if I do this session, like what's that actually gonna create? And get the sense of lightness. Maybe it actually creates a greater possibility of, it actually creates a greater possibility on the planet, right? It actually creates a greater future. And if you're willing to show up and have it be about the possibility and get in the way, get out of the way of receiving back from it, the universe will gift you in so many ways, in ways beyond what you could have imagined. Yeah. Yeah. You are a gift. And the more you're willing to recognize that, and what the skills you have are a gift, the more you're willing to recognize that, like acknowledgement is a huge thing. Acknowledgement. So if what it requires is looking at the testimonials you have, if what it requires is you doing sessions, at a reduced rate to get people's testimonials, so you can both use them for in your flyers and in your emails and in your posts about the class or the sessions, and also just for you to recognize, like, oh wow, it is a gift. Right? Yeah, when I started, and we were gonna do an energy pull, but I have a writing class I have to facilitate in a minute or two. Online, you're welcome to join it. It's super fun. So I'll send a link to an energy pull exercise you can receive, you can use for your business, because again, that's part of that being the energy of receiving. Okay. Yeah, it is humbling, Rachel. It is humbling that like it's a gift, right? And we just get to facilitate and be part of changing people's lives. And in the process, I posted on Facebook the other day, I get to contribute to people's lives and get younger and have fun and receive money for that. Like, that's amazing. So everywhere you've decided that it can't be that easy, right? I've got to work harder than that. It shouldn't be this fun. It's too easy. How can I be paid for having something that's that easy? Will you destroy and uncreate that times the godzillion?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine shorts, boys, and means. What if the universe would love for you to be paid for being? What if the universe would love to contribute to you for expanding consciousness on planet Earth? Would you be willing to receive that? Yeah. And everywhere you're not, everywhere you get in the way of that, everywhere you think yourself out of it being easy, will you destroy and uncreate that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. Thank you all for being here. I'm super grateful to you for being here and doing this work, and everywhere you think it has to be work instead of play, will you destroy and uncreate that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. Yeah. You're a gift. Thank you for being that. Thank you for being that for people. And if you have any questions, message us. And my radio show, Sexy Mom Abundant Life, is on Om Times Radio, www.iom.fm. On Thursday, it will be on this topic. So if there's anything that we haven't addressed, you can send it to me at meetkathyWilliams.com, and we can include that in the show. All right? Thank you all so much. Mwah!
Thank
Aloha.
you, Kathy.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Come see me on Maui. I have foundations in London, Maui, and Colorado this summer.
Maui, Maui, Maui.
COP. I want to do a COP.
Me too.
Ask
done
for
two-
the money and let it show up.
Universe, bring us the money.
I think she left, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Judita, is it Judita?
Judita, yes.
Judita. Thank you so much. Just want to say thank you.
Everyone, it was awesome. I will really send to it
Rachel,
again.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That was amazing. Very short.
Oh, Rachel, I'm going to friend both of you.
Yeah, and you should. Yeah,
Yes,
thank you,
please.
Shifra.
Yes, we were on the same page when it came to, I do facelift. I would like to become a facelift facilitator. So that is something that I've been thinking about, doing bars and leading people right into facelift, just with total ease. Because go from the face